6. Man Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is blue. 80 knots, thrust set. 5500. 31. Rotate.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another live stream coming at you from the V1 HQ in North Texas, just in time as our LSG Sky Chefs arrive at the aircraft. I need to adjust my boom microphone. Hang on one second. It's a little bit too low. All right, there we go. Hopefully you can hear me a little bit better. What is going on, guys? Thank you for joining me early today. I know we were supposed to stream at 12 noon local here for me, but I got something trying to get home back home in time for, so we're going to bump it up here 30 minutes, and we're going to fly on down to South Florida from one of my favorite hidden under the radar airports, Myrtle Beach. So this particular Myrtle Beach is Vertical Sim. He's kind enough to send me a code for this airport. Absolutely love this airport in real life. The station operations are awesome here. The people are nice here. The terminal is awesome. You got Chick-fil-A, Cinnabon. You got the the Caribou Coffee place. I mean, just love this little airport. Great overnight. Have some good memories here. So I figured we're going to fire up on this airport today. We're going to head on down south to Florida, and we're scheduled to go into Orlando, but I think there might be some heavier rain in Tampa. Whatever the deal is, this is what we're going to do. We're going to find the heaviest, worst weather, and that's where we're going to land, either whether it be Tampa or Orlando. A little bit shorter flight, only about 340 miles, but it should be enough time for us to enjoy some views on the way down there, see some weather phenomenons, and get one last good dose of the A320 as we all prepare for the A310 coming this weekend from Any Build. So that's exciting. Hope you guys are ready for that. Did Orlando Jacks earlier. That was fun. Awesome, Jacobs, man. Can't wait to check it out. Thank you for joining to Commercial Pilot as well there. Exclamation point, welcome for your new perks on the channel, my friend. Glad to have you on board. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't expect this to be as crazy as the last hurricane stream we did. That was an absolute epic monster stream hopefully this one is a little, oh, look at the Spirit. Is the Spirit guy landing here in the background? How cool is that? Check that out. We got some spiritual wings coming down here already. That's neat. Not planned at all. But yeah, hopefully this one will be just as smooth but not as crazy weather, and we'll be able to safely get the airplane to our destination. So let's fire up this airplane and get a move on as we watch this 320 roll out here. Is it a 320 or 19? Man, I love this sim. Cool deal. And Callie's Simmer is popping off the stream already with 10 gifted subs. Oh my goodness. Callie Simmer, you're an absolute animal, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my friend. Guys, if you pick up a membership from Callie Simmer, make sure you shout out, say thank you to him. You have been gifted a 1-month private pilot subscription. Good deal, good deal. So here we go. Into the cockpit we shall go, and immediately we're also going to start crew boarding. So we've already got the catering done. Let's go ahead and get boarding. And we're going to fire up the airplane and get going here right away. 26.9 is plenty of voltages. We'll get the external power on. A little bit dark under the clouds here. Let's get all our internal lights on. One thing I do love about the lighting in this sim, it's just like, you really, I find myself manipulating the cockpit lights as I would in real life, due to whether it's in the clouds, the time of day. Whereas an X-plane, I feel like you either had them on all the time or you just had them off all the time. It didn't really make a difference. And flying at night, an X-plane, forget about it. So I love the lighting in the sim. It really shines when we get in the Fenix too. This livery is the Allegiant Air Raiders livery. Really hoping the Raiders would be a little bit better football team this year, but it is what it is. But this is a real world livery. This is Allegiant Airlines, but they are home of the Las Vegas Raiders now. And so this is what we're going to be rocking on the way down there. I can't remember who did this livery, but they absolutely did a fantastic job with the texturing and just really nice, really clean livery. So not all liveries are created equal, and whoever made this one did a fantastic job. Did they change the monitor levels for cold and dark? Yes. As far as you mean the screens, so the screens are default bright now, correct. As they should be. Sorry, I didn't mean to cough right in the mic. There we go. 1, 2, 3. We'll go here and position 1. Just look at the. You see how like this nav light is a little bit less bright than the nav lights around it. I mean, it's just like the detail on the background lighting is even realistic. You know, some areas of the panel wear out a little bit more. Just cool to see that, man. Anyway, here we go. Enough of that. Nav position 1. Seatbelts off, no smoking on. Arm that. That should have been down. I missed that switch. Always do. Everything looks good here. Fire test engine 1. Fire test engine 2. Jeremy, you're waiting to hear from AA Training Department about a potential job. That is awesome, Jeremy. Good to hear it, man. Keep us posted. Keep me posted as well. That's exciting news, dude. Hopefully they'll have a slot open for you, and that would be really cool, man. All right, come down here. Let's go ahead and get our aircraft initialized. Micah, I got Jacobs. I talked to him earlier, right? Yeah, Jacobs. So, yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate you for joining. I talked to him. Unless my mic was muted. All right, let's see here. Initialization, flight init. Let's do this. We'll do a init data request. And guys, if you do pick up a free membership or you subscribe and become a member as well, there is a syncing process. If you use the same email and username that you have for YouTube and Discord, and gain access to the V1 After Dark section of the Discord as well. So get your own private little channel for members only. So I do appreciate all the support. You guys are absolutely awesome. All right, this is us, Myrtle, Orlando. We do have an alternate of Miami today, which would be realistic as well, because we would definitely need an alternate. So let's go ahead and pull our flight plan in. Today we are Allegiant Alpha Alpha Yankee 357, cost index of 99, please. Cruise altitude. Simbury filed us 300, really? Wait, no, that's not it. Flight plan, fetch from server. 360, okay. 360 is our final. We'll get up there, it'll be all right. 360 is set. Now, as far as Myrtle Turtle, let's see what kind of winds we got here, because it is a little bit overcast. Let's see what we got here. We'll go to My Flight, and let's pull up the weather. Right now, winds are 050 at 12, gust 19. So we got gusty winds here departing Myrtle. We'll make sure to account for that. We'll do a Toga takeoff, and 8 miles overcast. So just a little bit of that overhang from Nicole. So for that wind condition, we'll depart on 05. I don't know what they'd be landing in real life here, so probably What's that runway that goes with the Spirit landed on? Let's land on that. Let's take off on that one. It's at 1.8. Yeah, we'll do... Well, that doesn't make sense. We should take 3.6. Let's do 3.6 for departure. We'll do 3.6. There is no SID out of Myrtle, which is normal. We'll just get a radar vector to Charleston. And then for Orlando, let's take a current look at Orlando weather. I'm pretty sure... Let's do arrival here. Oh yeah, 160 at 3.1, gusting 40. This looks pretty spicy. Still got good visibility, light rain, but the winds are definitely up there. So we're going to do southbound runways in Orlando. We'll do arrival 17. We'll do Orlando 18 right. Or is it 17 right? We'll do 17 right. Oh my goodness. Mr. Q8 pilot himself has joined the chat and has dropped a massive membership dono. Wow. 20 gifted subs. So between Q8 and Cali Simmer, we have 30 new members here joining the channel. I'll actually pause the alert box for this one because you guys are just absolutely awesome. Mr. Q8 Pilot, thank you so much, man, for that huge support. 20 gifted subs. Thank you for stopping by the channel, my friend. I hope you're well. I look forward to seeing your future reviews of the AnyBuilds A300. That's going to be coming. And one that somebody sent me a message that slipped under the radar that, have you heard about this Q8, the MD-11 on Sim Market? Somebody sent me a message about that. I was wondering if you maybe knew about it, but hope you're well, man. Hope the family is well. And thank you for your support, dude. Appreciate you stopping by. This is the greenest YouTube channel of all time. Indeed, man. Indeed. All right, we're scheduled, or we're filed on the GTOUT 1 departure. So let's get GTOUT 1 in here. And we're doing 1.8s, and we're coming off of a Leopard transition. We'll insert that for 1.8 right. Beautiful secondary, a knit. If we pop one, we'll come right back around. I'm going to have to turn on random failures for this airplane livery as well. I don't fly it very much. Let's go Myrtle. We'll come right back around to 3.6. Secondary perf. Next phase, next phase, next phase, next phase. We'll do 200 in the rad. We'll zero, well, we know it's at 5. We'll do 050 at 10. Kind of take into account for that crosswind. Temperature off the ECAM 20. And our current barrel ref, we get the barrel ref key 1018. That's NHG 30-6. It's a good round right there. 30-6 is set. Then the secondary rad nav. Nothing to hard tune. You could put CHS in here because there really is nothing else. We'll put CHS in there just for funsies. Progress page, we'll put the airport reference point in there. Myrtle Beach, perf. We'll go next phase, or I'm sorry, with nothing to do in the perf. We'll do a knit next phase. Let's get our weights. We are instantly loaded and letting the GSX do the rest of the loading process. So let's go ahead and find our actual weight and balance here. Get this numbers done. Jeremy says, do you remember we flew the first ever live stream? Jeremy, yeah, I believe the first ever live stream on this channel was Las Vegas to Phoenix, or I think it was Phoenix to Las Vegas in US Airways in the TOLUS. I'd have to look, but yeah, I think that was it. 120.8 and 29.8. 120.8 and 29.8. That is set. Block fuel, we've got 13.8 on board, and it is... See, it's doing that thing again, where this is not correct. We should have tip tank fuel. So I don't know why that's happening, but that's strange. But either way, we've got the fuel on board, 13.8, so we'll put that in the McDo here, 13.8. That is set. We'll come back to the overhead. We'll get our fuel tank pumps on, and it's probably getting toasty in here, so we're going to start the APU a little bit early. We'll prime that up. The GTOUT is get out 1. Thank you. The get out 1. Sorry. Lauren's going to kill me on that one. Air traffic controller. I don't think I've ever flown the get out 1, honestly. I've never flown a Legionnaire. Is it a good airline to fly? If you don't like your life, maybe. I don't know. No, I'm just messing. I got a couple buddies that work over there. Seem decently happy. It's kind of one of those under the radar airlines, you know. They just kind of sit around and do their thing. So, personally don't even know much. I've jump seated on them a couple times, but I haven't, I don't have too much experience with them, no. Discord is in the description, or if you just do ! Discord, it should pop up a link for you, my friend. So we got constraint modes on, VORs are set. Let's put 360 in the top altitude. Team Vodka, it might be a GSX issue, but the thing is, I did instant load over here, so I don't, you're right, it may have maybe something to do with it. I'm not 100% sure. The Get Out one, it used to be the South Flow version of the Seinfeld one. Ah, but they split up the Seinfeld 2 off. Okay, okay, Lauren, thank you. I have done the Seinfeld. I've done that one multiple times. Not coming. Yeah, from Dallas. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, exactly. If I go to Orlando from Dallas, I'm not going to be on the Get Out one. All right, so our box is pretty much ready to go. We've got our perf set. We'll do our V speeds here. We'll put this over here for AOC and receive messages when we need to receive them. So that looks good. Let's go ahead and turn on the AP. We'll take a listen. We even have proper air stairs. Mr. Martini, you're not missing much, no. I actually, years ago, I interviewed for Allegiant. Apparently I was not good enough for them, so. But I'm glad it worked out the way it did, because I would have been very unhappy. I'll stick with Bourbon Air. There you go, Mr. Martini. Yeah, these are the fancy air stairs. You're not going to be seeing these in real life. Love the sounds. We got our ground crew personnel working hard over here, getting bags loaded up. Airplane's getting loaded up. Let's go ahead and start the chrono for the APU bleed. We'll come off of external power. That way we can disconnect the external power. We'll come down here, ground service bus. We'll go GPU off. That's fine. We'll leave everything else there. And I guess we could do our speeds while we're here. Not totally realistic. We get these just prior to pushback after closeout, but that's fine. We're departing 36 Myrtle. I'm going to run wet numbers just in case it starts to sprinkle some rain. Gusty winds, low-level wind shear in effect. We'll use a forced Toga, which we would do anyway, but this is a situation where we would use it. Packs on. I don't see any reason for not doing that. Sync the final load sheet, sync live weather, and off 36. We'll calculate those numbers. And we've got 112, 135, 135. So here in the perf speeds, 112, 135, 135. Get that out of there. Flaps 1 is set, down 0.1 on the trim. So pretty much perf speeds are done. Flight plan is done. No terrain on departure. So we'll keep our terrain push button off. We would have weather on, obviously, in this scenario. My gear handle is in the up position. That's interesting. Okay, gear handle down. What else are we missing? Everything else looks good. Cool. Okay. That was a little weird. I had my, maybe from doing my testing. JJ, what's up, man? Hi, V1, longtime fan. Thank you for the great info. Absolutely, man. Welcome aboard. This should be a fun flight headed down to Orlando. We're going to see some real, I think Orlando's actually closed until Friday, but I have friends that have been flying around in this stuff down there, and it's been spicy. So it's not a severe enough storm where everything is canceled, but there has still been some operations, albeit really thin operations, repositions and stuff. Heck, I may even be presented with an opportunity to do some repositioning pretty soon. We'll see. Gina, did you see the new version of X-Plane 12 beta is out? Never heard of her, Gina. Gustavo says nothing better than being a cheap pilot for the 220 on Southwest. Exactly, Gustavo. Exactly. That was cool. I never saw how they actually climbed into the. That's pretty cool. So they're closing cargo doors. Let me show you here. We'll go to the hydraulic page. Sometimes I'll leave that up. Now, when that will it actually work? Didn't show it. So in the real airplane. Maybe you have to do it through the EFB and not GSX, but when they close the cargo doors, they run a yellow electric pump, and you can see this actually pressurized there, so I know they're closing doors, getting ready to go. All right, but that looks done. We've got just about 3 minutes on that, so we'll get the APU bleed fired up. Shoddy Allegiant maintenance to blame for that. Mr. Martini, you're about to get hit by Nicole's first rain here in Atlanta. Very windy today. Mr. Martini, you're in Atlanta? I did not know that, my friend. Looking at a nice house in that area. Alright, we are pretty much ready to go. We could leave 10 prior, 1800, so we've got 15 minutes, but everything else looks good. 30-6, what are we missing? Chat 360, top altitude, no ATC online, so we've got 2000 set. We'll go to Unicom 122.8. Takeoff briefing, you guys are considered briefed. Our threats for today are gusty winds on departure. We're going to remedy that with the Toga takeoff. We're doing flaps 1. We'll do a... What kind of taxiway do we have? What kind of distance? We got a little bit of a jaunt down there. We might do a single engine taxi. Let's get started on 1. We'll do a single engine taxi, and then we'll start 2. This airplane just came in, so we don't need to do a warm-up procedure or a full warm-up. So you guys have been briefed. I have been briefed. And is it necessary to turn on center tanks if they're empty? Yes, because they will sense that they are empty, and they will shut off. Like you can see here, they are cross-line green. This is called cross-line green. This is called inline green. This is cross-line amber. Anything amber means there is a valve disagreement, or from the position that's been commanded, which these valves are actually being commanded open, but because the engines are off, they're closed. Now, these are on and inline green because there's fuel in tanks and they're running. These are green because they are off, but the push button switch is in the correct position, meaning it is on. So yes, Airbus operates on a philosophy of lights out overhead. So if you look at the overhead, and if you see any white lights up here, there's something off or something abnormal most likely happening. So good question. Aaron, what's up, man? You're not late at all, dude. We are getting ready to push and start right now. So let's call GSX and let's start the pushback procedure. And I will make sure to turn on my alert box back on, because had to mute the alert box there momentarily for the 2 massive member donos from Cali Simmer and Q8 Pilot. Can't thank you guys enough. I mean, basically the whole chat is green already. You guys are awesome. All right, we are ready for pushback. They're going to do their thing. Let's go ahead and go beacon light on before start checklist. Do I have to pull chocks? Let me just verify that chocks have been pooled here. There we go. We'll pull the chocks. We'll go back to the jet page. All right, before start checklist, windows, doors, and slides, close and arm. Beacon is on. Thrust lever is idle. Parking brake is on for now. Before start checklist is complete.
Best Airbus content from V1. Much appreciated.
JJ, thank you, man, for the $3 donation. Bank angle check right back at you, my friend. Appreciate you. Glad you're enjoying the content. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a fun little... oh, look, we got a 172 doing touch and goes or something over there. That might have been a corporate jet. Who was that? Man, Myrtle Beach is a little busy airport today. But this should be a fun stream. Short flight, but we're going to fly into some nice weather that's... It shouldn't be... The weather that we're flying into is not like our... What was that hurricane? Laura? Was it Laura? No. I can't remember. What's the name of that last hurricane? Those conditions were not conducive to flying aircraft. These conditions, albeit bad, theoretically, you should still be able to operate. So we need to go nose left, tail right. Copy. Brakes are released. Clear to push. Copy. Clear to start. We're going to go out. Ian, thank you so much. Ian. We're going to go ahead and start engine 1 on the pushback. Engine mode to ignition start. You'll actually hear the wind kind of die off here, or the airflow from the packs. Love it. And I'll be quiet. Enjoy starting engine 1. Did I go the wrong direction? That could be a problem. I swear I said nose. Did I do nose right? What did I click? I wanted to go the other way. Rip. How come I can't figure this out? How come I can't figure which way to push back the freaking airplane? I swear I clicked the right... Someone rewind it. Which option did I select? We need to squash this right now. Which option did I select I did nose left. So I did nose left. From pilot's perspective, I wanted my nose to go to the left. They brought my nose to the right. So I wanted nose left. This is everything good I've said about GSX I take back. Just kidding. It sounds like we got a good start on one, which we do. We're gonna do a single engine, so we'll go here. We'll go here. We'll actually configure here. This is a deep pushback. I wonder how far we're going. Unless they're going to take me all the way out to the taxiway. They might, maybe we're not done yet. We're going to leave the APU bleed on, and we're going to stand by on the yellow electric pump because we're still under tow. So we're not going to do the after start checklist yet because I still want to wait for the nose wheel disconnect, and I don't want to activate the electric pump while under tow. But we can configure. Some airlines prohibit configuring during pushback. Where I work, we can actually configure during the pushback in the 320. So we're just going to hold the checklist basically here. See how we go. Phantom might be driving the tug. You're right. JJE, I immediately load the EFB, then use GSX for visuals. Correct. That is, that's what I am doing. So I load the airplane, so when I get into the airplane, I load my sim brief through the EFB, and then I hit load instantly, and it automatically puts the weight and balance, all the correct stuff on the airplane. And then I use GSX for visuals. So request catering, request boarding. Just don't mess with fueling. Don't request fueling from GSX. Yeah, this wing walker has a hell of a walk. You know what? If GSX drops me on the line correctly, facing that way, I will be extremely impressed. I mean, theoretically, you wouldn't push back past this line. So this is a controlled ramp area line. So you see how it's a solid line on one side? That means you can't cross this line going this way without clearance from ground control. But apparently we're degaffed today in Myrtle. But how about these textures, though? I love vertical. This is, again, vertical sim, Myrtle Beach here. A little hidden gem airport, I think. Absolutely love it. Wow, it is going to bring me the correct direction. Except I have the wrong runway in the box. Okay. GSX, I take back everything I said because we are actually going nose left. I'll be damned. But now we got to change the runway, so we're going to depart 18 with the tailwind. That's fine. Departure 18, no SID. It's real easy to change the box here. We're going to have to change our speeds. They're going to be the same. 112. Well, let me double tap them. No. 112, 135, 135, flaps 1. I was going to 36, but what I selected, it actually pushed me back here. I mean, is this guy going to push me all the way to the runway? Maybe he's going to push me to 36. Michael, got a phone number for you to call. Yeah. This is where I'd be on the headset right now. I'd be like, a cockpit to ground. That's good enough. All right, there we go. Brakes are sick. Clear disconnect.
We have a good engine start. Keep it disconnect.
All right, well, we're going to 18 now, so that'll change our taxi out. That's fine. 18, which is up here. And it's a short taxi, so let's just go ahead and turn 2, right? Let's just turn 2 right now while we're sitting here. We work in a single engine, but let's go. Let's go on 2. Al W, what's up, my friend? Welcome. Danny Rupel. Yeah, he's going to push me all the way to Orlando. Just about. It might be safer. Tyson says, I don't have GS6. Don't you have to download profiles for each airport? Tyson, I've heard that. I haven't downloaded any profiles, so maybe that has something to do with it. But the way I'm using it right now is I use it for visuals only, and I just use the default pushbacks, and I really haven't had any issues other than, you know, I really haven't had any issues, honestly, except selecting the wrong direction. Oh, engine selector isn't in start. Dude. Alright. Wow, that's why the PTU is chipping off there. That's going to go back off. Engine mode to ignition start. Wow. And the Fenix didn't start at all. That's pretty cool. Okay, here we go. Turning 2 properly. There we go. Now we're turning 2. Tug and tow is off the right-hand side. Extremely hard to do to push the tow bar forward like that. Definitely fake pilot today. This is why I need Phantom. I need an FO up here. I'm trying to... This is why I don't actually start the engines. The FOs start the engines. This is why, you know, they can't trust me with nice things. AJ Flyer, thank you for the $5 super chat, my friend. Hi, Captain. How you doing today? AJ Flyer, thank you for that. Dono, appreciate you, my friend. I'm doing just fine. We're starting to stream here a little bit early. Got some stuff I want to try to get home for. So we're going to we've expedited the process a little bit by bumping up the stream. But other than that, man, I'm doing good. I hope you're having a good day as well. TCU or Texas? Al W. Going TCU all the way, man. Let's go, dude. TCU all the way. Sail, there's our veil light. Oh, I just moved into crank mode. Don't want to do that. Okay, geez. Off. We are armed. We're flaps 1, rudder trim 0. That's reset. Good night. Come back to the overhead. APU bleed off. Master switch off. Let's get going. Brakes released. Clear left. Clear right. Let's go. Wrong Side Sim is in the house. What is up, Wrong Side, man? They got you working harder? What going on out there in Florida? Thank you for the $10 super chat, man. I saw you flying the MD-80 yesterday, doing some MD-80 relief ops for Nicole. That was pretty wild. Pretty brave to fly that airplane in that weather, man. Sent DM of Nicole at OCC this morning. Saw 10 power flashes on my drive home. Oof. Everything went dark around me, debris falling and hitting my truck gnarly around. Wow, Wrong Side. That's crazy, man. Hopefully it didn't ding up your truck too bad and there's no damage to any components or anything with the power flickering, but jeez. Thank you for that $10 super chat, my friend. That's awesome. Guys, if you don't know, Wrong Side Sim, real world dispatcher, does some some streaming and all sorts of airplanes. He was actually flying the Mad Dog last night, which is pretty wild. But yeah, I shouldn't say real world dispatcher, excuse me, dispatch manager, correct title. He is the head cheese. So without people like Wrong Side, we ain't going anywhere on the line. So always a pleasure to have him stop by the chat. All right, we're looking good. No takeoffs till we reach 200 likes. Ooh, that might be hard to achieve. We got 264 for 99. But we need to do our flight control check here while we're rolling out. So here we go. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. That looks good. And we were supposed to be 0.1 down on the trim, so we'll adjust that. 0.1 down on the trim. That looks good. I'm S-turning across the taxiway here, but this is why we have 2 pilots up here. There we go. Let's get back on the center line. Taxi checklist. Do that. Before takeoff checklist completed. They're ready to go. Ignition is in norm. It is in norm, right? Yes. Ignition is in norm. We're good. Yeah. Yeah, I tried to start number 2 without turning the ignition on, like a pro pilot. So these captains, man, you move us 2 feet to the left, we forget how to do things. Flight time, Danny, it should only be about an hour. Pretty short flight headed down there. Now that might vary a little bit depending on what we get. Yeah, 56 minutes. 56 minutes airborne time. Might be a little bit longer. We have to do a couple of repeat landings, but hopefully we don't have to do that. I just love this airport. I mean, the trees, vertical sim is... This is one of those airports where in real life and in the sim, I kind of like... You guys remember, we did a Friday night op on X-Plane 11, and everybody was taking off out of Atlanta, and there was just all kinds of crazy lines going to New York, and I snuck off out of Myrtle. That was a great night. That was a good stream. I think that was the last stream before I caught COVID, too. That was Vertical Sim in X-Plane. This is Vertical Sim in Microsoft. Vedic. for the $5 super chat. What's up, man? Thank you for that. Appreciate the donation, dude. It says, V1, what are your thoughts on ADHD and piloting? I'm a private pilot, and it has never affected my ability in air or anything like that. Hey, man. As long as you can hold a medical, then there's really not going to be any issues with it. Now, it just depends on, you know, medical history and all that as well. But my personal thoughts on it, man, if you can, everybody's different. You know, I've known people with ADHD, or I had a friend, it wasn't ADHD, but it was like it was a part of it. But getting in the airplane, anytime he was in an airplane, it would calm him. It was his sense of calming, and he was a great pilot, still is a great pilot. So he's got his own airplane. Chris Duper. What's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Hope all is well. Can't wait for some Pan Am flights in the 310. Oh, John, you're telling me, dude. So the 310 is dropping. When is it? It's dropping Friday, right? Tomorrow? Is that when it's coming? Tomorrow? We're going to have to make some time for the 310. I don't know what day or when I'll be able to stream it, but I'm sure every single streamer on YouTube will be flying the 310, myself included. All right, here is 1-8, Myrtle traffic. What are we today? Allegiant 357. We're going to line up on runway 18, Myrtle traffic. Tomorrow. Jeez. All right, so lights are coming on. Let's look to our right. I don't see anybody. Real world, cloudy conditions like that, I will go Rose Nav, check the TCAS. Make sure I don't see anybody on TCAS final here as well. So there's multiple ways to check final to make sure your final is clear. Ooh, visibility's dropping too. This sim is unreal fun, man. It's so fun. I love this sim. Look at that. That, my friends, is what Myrtle Beach 1-8 looks like in overcast skies. Okay, so we have basically a vector departure. Allegiant 357, fly heading 180, runway 18, cleared for takeoff. Let's do it. Myrtle traffic, Allegiant 357, departing runway 18, Myrtle traffic. All right, let's do this. Spool 'em up 50. Yoga's in chat. Who was ready to go play around in Hurricane, or is it Tropical Storm now? Tropical Storm Nicole. Let's do it. Smash that like button. Smash that Toga button. Spooling them up. Raider Nation out the window. I love this livery. Yoga. All right, Mantoga, SRS, runway auto thrust blue. Thrust set. 100 knots. Check. V1. Feeling a little bit of that gust. A little bit of airspeed stagnation. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Disarm. Runway track. IMC. We'll take it up to 800 feet. Fly with. Not much to see.
Myrtle Beach, JetBlue 343,
There's 800. We'll go ahead and select heading.
Myrtle Beach.
All right, let's just go ahead and fly the instruments since there's nothing to look at out the window. Come to MCT. Still got a nice positive trend. Let's go right back in here. Thrust climb, open climb, auto thrust. Right at that S speed. There it goes. Now we're cleaning up. There's S speed. Let's go flap 0 after takeoff checklist. What's our outside air temp? We are plus 23, so we're looking good there. Let's go ahead and set us up with a direct to Allegiant 357 flight direct to Igary. Direct Gary, Allegiant 357. Alright, in the right turn, bank angle checking to the right. Nothing to see out the window, so let's do this. Let's pop this thing down because it's going to be bright on top of the clouds. Let's get into the flight director here. Oh, here comes a breakout. Does a weird color change there. Speeding. Man, look at that breakout.
Myrtle Beach, JetBlue 343, departing 18 Myrtle.
No traffic, Allegiant 327, we're at 5,000 feet, headed off to Gary, last call, Myrtle. Okay, we are out of Myrtle, we're direct to Gary. Airplane's looking good. What's our temps? We're still plus 22, so nice temperature inversion today. Nice temperature inversion. Still pretty warm. Love it. I wish you could wear virtual. So I know. Same here, Siegfried. Instead of pulling down the visor. All right, that looks good. We'll go autopilot 1. We'll go live cam. Let's go ahead and make sure everything else is cleaned up. Airplane is looking good. We're pressurizing. Man, let's enjoy some of these low-level clouds. Look at that rain shaft right there. Turn down the sim. I mean, this is awesome. The shade color shift and Microsoft limitation. Oh, is that what it is for that glass? I see. Monk says, I'm a little behind, lost Wi-Fi. Oh, be up your correct dispatch manager or manager of flight dispatch. Tomato. MD was sketch landing in Nicole, mostly because I forgot to turn the aux hydraulic on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got those little, the knee buster hydraulic switches down there by the FO side. This inversion layer saved Florida of a major hurricane in November. Mm-hmm. Exactly, Gustavo. Now, what I'm seeing is I think there's going to be, we got two massive air masses, interesting phrase, colliding here pretty soon. I think, and I was watching one guy talking about where there's going to be a huge line of storms when these air masses collide, kind of up at that Chicago area. There's going to be a lot of snow up to the very north. Could be interesting. All right, we're at 10,000 feet. Sounds are fading out nicely. I like how they adjusted them. I think they did a great job with that sound adjustment. Get our lights off, wing lights off. Forward call, let them know we're at a 10. And we are accelerating to 340 knots, which is aggressive, but I mean it is pretty calm right now. So we're not gonna let that bother us. We can just keep flying until we start to get chopped up here. Then we'll slow down. I also wish Throttletek wasn't expensive. Hey Fred, I hear you, man, but it's just the market, dude. It's just the market, my friend. And right now, the economy the way it is, inflation. How accurate are the new seat adjustment sounds? They're pretty accurate, I'll tell you that. I'll try to get a video from my member for you guys in chat the next time I go to the airplane. I'll take a video for you. And I'll show you my armrest setting, F6. Looking out over the wing and hearing the sound is so calming. I know, Callie Simmer. When we and the crazy part is, like, just sitting here on the wing when we get through 10, you can hear the wind sound pick up gradually. It just feels and sounds so real. I feel like I'm getting into a deadhead, just getting ready to go to sleep. All right, still plus 23 up here. Goodness. Let's do a little XP72 GoPro cam. I mean, that looks like something straight out of Golf Charlie 232. You guys ever see his videos on YouTube? Like live from the flight deck, I believe. Maze, I agree with you. Sharklets look pretty good. I think the Sharklets look much better. Winds right now in Orlando, 170 at 22, gust 3.5. All right. All right. We nailed a crosswind landing yesterday, 2 days ago into Newark, which if you guys haven't seen that stream, at least go watch the part where we flew the stadium visual into Newark in the JetBlue New York Jets livery, because it was a phenomenal approach. Got the bridges, everything. 20 knots, pretty much direct crosswind, 90 degrees. Airplane handled perfectly. Pretty good landing out of it, too. But this is going to be more, we're definitely going to have much more of a gust factor here. We got, what's that, 13 knot gust factor. We might even do a flaps 3 on this one. But they're more so straight down the runway, so this is going to be a little bit more interesting. We could try a flaps 3. Give us a little bit of juice. Cheers from windy Orlando, Santiago Montoya, man. What's up, man? Hope you're staying a little bit dry over there. Chris Stuper, yeah, got to copy it in the sim, man. F6 is what I typically run with. In real life, do you prefer IAEs or CEOs? IAEs, man. IAEs are the superior engine, in my humble opinion. And they just look cooler. But I know a lot of people like the flower pedal reverse, but what's flower pedal reverse if they're just rinky-dinky engines out there? I like the big sliding doors. Rams fan says, I love the sim. Look at the view if only had weather radar. I know, Rams. I mean, look at this. This view is, it just, I don't know. I'll have to see if I can, next time I go fly, I'm going to get a view like this, because that's, I'll show you how real this view looks. Even the little details like up here on the dash, you know, you do this in other sims like X-Plane or P3D, you may have your outside looking pretty good, but then the airplane kind of just gives it away. This honestly could be, I mean, it honestly looks like a real dash, you know, especially if you don't have, like, maybe you don't have it on full screen or you're watching on your phone. Just, it looks like it could be real. Seeing this, and this cloud depiction is spot on. So you've got like this scattered, a broken layer down here. You've got scattered convective activity. So convective activity is vertical development in these clouds. Typically a little bit more bumpy. That's where you get your thunderstorms, a little bit more severe weather. But then it looks like we've got a nice overcast layer on top of that. So we're pretty much between layers. And I've never really seen that simulated so well and so graphically presented to make it look believable. It just looks so believable. So right now I would actually probably request a few degrees right, but let's try something else. We're doing we'll set standard here. We'll set standard 1, 2, and 3. Let's see if we can punch through this top here a little bit faster. Let's select speed. Let's dial it back to 320. Let's see if we can expedite our climb a little bit so we're not lollygagging around in this inversion here. And these scattered rain shafts throughout, just awesome. EGPH is 220 at 28 gust 3. Ooh, wow. In Edinburgh. Wow, GR. You do have some wind over there. Russell, flaps 3 is really the true reason behind it. Like, you can debate all you want about flaps 3 because there's good arguments on all different points of flaps 3 landings, but the best part about flaps 3 is your go-around performance.
When I watch flight sim videos or play games myself, is it just me or do you guys also force pop your ears, just out of habit? Also, can I get a decent gin and tonic back here?
Seat 2A, thank you for that, man. Bank giggle check right back at you. You know, I don't do that, but as that comment was being read out, I popped my ears. Just out of habit, after you said it, I was like, oh, I should probably do it. That's funny, man. Thank you so much for your support. Just one gin and tonic, you bet, C2A. One gin and tonic is on its way back. As soon as we get above this layer, I will turn the seatbelt sign off, and I'll let the flight attendants know that we need a gin and tonic. Right now, we're +9, so we're right on the cusp, right? We're right on the cusp of possible anti-ice, or excuse me, possible ice accretion. So we'll turn on our engine anti-ice. Preventative. We don't want to wait until we start accumulating. We want to use it as a preventative measure. I saw a 321 CEO with sharklets in Houston. So much juice. Oh yeah, the 321. So here's the proper configurations for V1. A 321, the best configuration visually, sharklets, IAE engines. A 320, sharklets, IAE engines. You could debate sharklets, CFMs. All right, but I still think 320, the sharklets on there, makes it look more sporty. Without sharklets on 320, it's blah. 319, I can go both ways. I like a 319 with fences and CFMs, the looks, but my favorite look is a 319 sharklets CFMs. That is the hot rod. You're getting a 319 with sharklets, IAEs, that is a hot rod airplane. All right, so we're busting through the layer here. You can see, look how much quicker the temperature dropped off too as soon as we got into these clouds up here. So we're +1 now. I still don't think we're picking up any ice. Should be all right. John No's trying to get impatient for the IEs and Sharks. Hey, John, if they're going to be released them as a free update, we got to be patient, man. We got to be patient. I have a feeling it might be sooner than later, though. That's just my gut. Sharklets for Pratt & Whitney's for the 320 is great. Yeah, 321 IE still looks slightly better than Pratt's, though. Yeah, I would agree. I think 320 with Pratt's, you're right, Lauren. 320 with Pratt's and Sharklets is the best look for the 320. Because the 320 is still, to me, it's kind of like that blah. It's the middle air of the pack airplane. It's not extreme in either way. The 319 is short. 321 is nice and long. So the 320, you can kind of hop around the config. But yeah, the 320 with Pratt's and Sharklets does look pretty darn good. A 321 with Sharklets and IEs almost looks like a 7.5. Like if you just glance really quick, almost looks like a 7.5. We're still climbing out, still relatively smooth here. We got 280 on the speed. Everything is good. I keep checking back there in the engine instruments because I don't want to be picking up any wing anti-ice and losing performance and not knowing about it because I don't believe it is visually simulated. So that would be a problem. 319 Neo with Sharklets is true hot. Yeah, flame. If only, man. If only, dude. I know Spirit had 319s with Pratt's on order from Airbus, but at post-merger with JetBlue, I don't know if that's going to happen. I think JetBlue would probably just replace those with 220s. It's basically a glorified regional jet. I would even say the 738 looks way better than the 320 CEO. Neo engines change it completely. Yeah. The 738 is just it's just a classic iconic look, you know. That is your Boeing. When someone says, "Hey, that's a Boeing," I think most people think of, "Oh, what's a 737-800 look like?" We're gonna have a short cruise. We'll check the weather and stuff when we get up to the top of the climb here. I wonder if we're gonna get on top of this layer. We may not. Raccoon mask on 321 makes me do a double take for 7.5. I saw a Raccoon mask Spirit 320 Neo with Sharklets. Not gonna lie, it looked pretty sick. You know, I think the Raccoon mask on the window it takes certain liveries to look good. Ironically, I think white liveries it looks pretty good on, but I saw it on the all yellow. It looked pretty sweet, not gonna lie. It just looked different. You know, it really changed the look of the airplane, definitely. Sukhoi Superjet. There you go, Jose Bravo. That's a cool airplane, man. I don't know much about the Sukhoi. In fact, when I think I was in Cabo years ago, and we were taxiing to the gate, and I saw this Sukhoi Superjet land. I thought, that's an Airbus. I saw it on Final. Oh, that's an Airbus. And I'm like, wait a second. What's up with the wingtip? What's up with the... Wait, what? And I'm looking at it. And I even asked the controller. I was like, what airplane is that? No, that's the Sukhoi. I'm like, ah. They are unique-looking airplanes. That is for sure. I probably should look more into it. It almost looks like a cross between an Airbus and the MiG. Did you see a study? Did you see a study level 7.5 in development? Yes, I have. Be some time though. Be some time. 220s would be very hard to get. Actually, showing up they're showing their rate down, and had 10 days with no production. Oh wow. Oh, it makes sense because the Airbus doesn't own all of Bombardier. I got you. Look at this. Look at these tops. This is so well depicted, guys. You all know it. If you've flown an airplane, you've seen these. You've seen tops like this. This is real. This is real life. All right, 34 for 36. We are below -40 now. So we're below -40 on the SAT. So we no longer need it. We can get our engine performance back. Get rid of the engine anti-ice. 2,000 feet to level off. As cloudy as it's been pretty darn smooth. So let's go ahead and get the gin and tonic back to seat 2A. We'll get the seatbelt sign off. That looks good. How many passengers? We had 158 today, so we can leave the econ flow in high, or in normal. How's our pressures? Pressures good. What am I looking for though? Condition. 22C. Let's cool it off just a tad more. There we go. Sukhoi is fly-by-wire at the side stick. Neat, Jeremy. I did not know that. 1,000 to level off. Interjet, that's the airline I saw. Was the first North American operator of the Sukhoi. All retired now. Oh, really? They're all retired now? Oh, that's kind of lame. I didn't know they were retired. Yeah, it was a Sukhoi. It was a Interjet. That's who I saw. It's like that blue, light blue. Do you think live weather with Microsoft is simulated properly? JJE. I don't know about. I think properly is an interesting word. I would say the Microsoft default weather is the best simulated real-world weather that I've used on a sim. It's worlds better than X-Plane default weather as far as graphics. Now, I haven't messed with X-Plane 12. I'll be completely honest with you. I haven't given X-Plane 12 weather system a fair shake when it comes to hurricanes, tropical storms, things like that. But graphically, there's no comparison. But I do think Microsoft does a pretty darn good job with real-world weather. I think they do a pretty good job with it. All right, we're leveled off here. Let's just go ahead and accelerate to our cruise speed. Only 250 miles to go, so let's pull up Arrival ATIS and see what's going on. Let's get the latest and greatest. Interjet went bankrupt. Ooh. Interesting. I did not know that. Let's do Orlando. Let's see what we got from the Orlando world. We'll get rid of this. We'll pull up our Orlando charts as well. 20-9s. So we have 18 right in the box. They're landing south, and we are on the arrival for get out. If I fly this arrival, I'm going to call it the G-Tout, just to piss off the controller. Oh yeah, Leopard. You know, I've held over Leopard before. I've held over Leopard for a long time before. I held over Leopard for about an hour and 45 minutes one night. I remember this fix. I have never flown this arrival, though, I will tell you that. I'm pretty sure I've never flown this arrival. Dumps you off at Banya, 7,000 feet. All right, we got that in the box. Let's take a look at the actual weather now. Received messages. X-Plane 12 weather engine is still lacking. Tested it today from Fort Lauderdale to... I should know that. Bahamas. Bahamas? Passed through the eye of Nicole and just Stratus. Oh, really, Gustavo? Dang, man. I was hoping it might be a little bit different. 170 at 22, gust 35, 10 miles, broken, overcast, peak wind at 170 at 42 knots. That was at 1726Z. Rain ended 1657Z. Sea level pressure as a decimal form. I used to know how to decode all this stuff. Some like decimal, standard temperature and decimal. Yeah. Basically, we care about everything above here. Rain ended is kind of nice to know. So when you're running numbers, so sometimes you'll see RAB, which is rain began. So if you want to know, like, hey, do I need to run wet numbers or dry numbers? In a scenario like this, I'll always run Birmingham. You know, I was going to say Birmingham. But then I was thinking Birmingham. Yeah, threw me off there. You didn't put the K. Bama. Good deal. But as far as running runway numbers, dry versus wet, this can help you out. Typically, I will just always run wet numbers because it's the more conservative thing to do, right? That way, if maybe it does get wet when we get down there, we don't have to rerun them. All right, so the get out, or the get out 1, our bottom altitude will be 7,000 at Banya. So what hold on, let me just double check. These are all hard altitudes and speeds with the bottom at 7. So I will set 7,000 up here so we don't forget. 7,000 is set. And then we got to look at the ILS 218 right. And then we're going to look at our perf numbers, and we'll do I think we'll do a flaps 3 just because I want to practice my own. I haven't done a flaps 3 in a while. So here we go, Orlando, 18 right, 294 is the min. And let's get the rest of this in here. So I talked about this a little bit on the last stream. You do not put the gust factor in here, because what the airplane is going to calculate is it's going to calculate the difference from what you put in here, what's being reported, and what's happening outside the airplane. And it will help determine what speeds you need to fly depending on the gusts, and it will present you with a VAP known as ground speed mini. So even though our VAP is 132 knots, the approach that the airplane might be flying can vary up to like 150, almost 160 knots depending on the wind condition. So we want to make sure ground speed mini will be correct, and to do that we just put in the steady state. So 170 at 22, temperature at 22, and altimeter is 2954. Low pressure, obviously, signifying the tropical storm. So that is in there. Now, one other thing here we're going to look at is, I know we're going to be flying into some gusty winds and obviously some rough conditions. So I'm not going to leave my descent page at 80 Mach and 343 indicated. That is essentially red line. So in a bumpy condition like this, I don't want to be coming down at 340 knots. So I'm going to select 7/8 and we'll do 320. We'll back it off 20. That way, at least if it starts getting real bad, I can slow it down even more. Now, if I'm getting ride reports from real airplanes in front of us saying, hey, the winds we're getting moderate turbulence all the way down, I might even change this to like 270 or 280. But for right now, we're going to set 7/8, 320. That will change your top of descent. So you want to make sure you get that in there when you can. Looks like TOD is about just under 80 miles or so. We're already starting to get into some of that wind shift scenario stuff up here. Alright, so that looks good. We're right in the tops of the clouds. But I think it's still relatively smooth. Alright. Mexicana was the better airline at the time. I missed Interjet 2, best low-cost operator of the country. Really? Man, that's a shame that they went out, man. You got an advertisement there? Sorry, Ace Gaming. I forget the name of the arrival from Leopard before their Seinfeld. Something Disney related. Yeah, it definitely was. Well, I can't think of it now. Can't think of what it was called, but all right, we're 360. We're going to be landing 18. Will be a left-hand turnoff. Left-hand turnoff on here. We're going to have one runway to cross. Have this out as well. Allegiant, I'm not sure where Allegiant parks. I think we'll just go to airside. Either airside 1 or 3, I think. Maybe airside 1. Oh, you know what? They don't go to Orlando. They go to Sanford. So we'll go to airside 3. Go to airside 3. One runway to cross. Probably Echo. Let's run our landing numbers and see what we got. We're going to have plenty of runway, but let's see what the Phoenix will give us. So, runway select, 18 right. We're going to do medium to poor. Refresh METAR. Apply METAR. Landing weight is 130.6. We have plenty of that. So flap full, flap 3. You can see our landing distance is a little bit greater. That's fine. We're going to do max reverse. We'll actually use auto brakes because the potential for hydroplaning is going to be high with rain shafts in and out of the area. So using the auto brakes will help prevent hydroplaning. If we get a butter, great. If not, great, because it helps break the surface tension of the water. Helps us get down and start braking. Let's take a look at this outside livery here. Oh wow, that looks great. Oh, you know why it's stuttering when I move the camera around? Because it's an 8K livery. That's why it stutters in outside view. Interesting. Doesn't stutter for me, but it stutters for the stream. So we'll go here. We'll just stay back inside here. We'll look at the Raider Nation right here. We'll piss off Tyson, Bronco fan. Who's playing tonight? We got Thursday Night Football tonight, don't we? Who's on tonight? Steal a JetBlue on airside one. Ooh, that's a good point, Lauren. We should do that. We'll steal immersion. We'll steal JetBlue gate. That's always a good thing to do. Yeah, they're moving to the new terminal. JetBlue won't notice with the NFL livery. There you go. They'll think it's one of their own. Yeah, they got a couple. They got the Jets, which I like. They have the Celtics, Bruins, which is not football, but they do have a lot of custom liveries. It's almost like they're trying to take a play out of Southwest playbook. Falcons, Panthers tonight. Oh wow, that's gonna be a barn burner, huh? Jeez. I don't even know if I want to fire up the smoker for tonight's game. Falcons, Panthers? Ooh. Gonna have to, though. Chicken thighs. I feel like every time I stream, I talk about doing chicken thighs. All right. We are 40 miles from TOD. Let's verify everything is in the box before we get down. We'll do a quick little brief, and then it's going to be time to start down. So, that is set. Beige coming down. There is between 34 and 30. Nomi for you. Nick, Big B. Toggle basically bottoms out at Banya. This is something you want to leave here, guys. So this is a discon. If you look here, it says flight plan discontinuity. There's a disco here. That is because this arrival is expecting you to join a vector from air traffic control. So if you're on a network, you do not want to get rid of that discontinuity because air traffic control is going to be like, what are you doing? And you can verify that here by looking at the arrival chart. And that's totally normal. It happens in the real airplane. So don't freak out when you see that disco. It's supposed to be there. No, I want to look at the arrival, not that. My bad. Here we go. So look, it says, if I zoom in on the text, from get out on track 180 Toga, blah, 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 cross Banya at 7,210 knots, then on heading 250, or as assigned by ATC. Expect radar vectors to final approach course. So you do not want to clear that disco out and just join and delete that discontinuity because it will join up and then it will fly the approach. You do not want that to happen. So that's why we're going to leave that disco in there. I don't know who's on. We got Jacksonville's on. So everything else looks fine. So we're not going to be talking to anybody. It doesn't look like. But that's a pro tip that you want to be aware of whenever you start flying on VATSIM or Pilot Edge especially. Be careful of the arrivals going into the approaches. Depending on the approach you have selected, sometimes it will automatically select the approach via, if you select an approach via, so it will automatically link up everything, but the text on the approach chart tells you to fly a heading. This happens in Vegas. I believe it's on the Reindeers or Rounders. If you select the approach via, it will link up and the airplane will turn. But if ATC does not give you that clearance, you're not supposed to make the turn. Delta best livery? It's boring, man. Delta's just white. Delta's got a boring livery. You know, if you want to have a white livery, that's good. I really think EasyJet did a fantastic job. I like the way EasyJet has that like wraparound orange thing. I think JetBlue's livery would look sweet if it had basically copied EasyJet. Imagine EasyJet being blue and just being a JetBlue tail. I think that would look so much better. Just the half white or the half blue belly, not even. It's like a quarter down is blue and it's all white. Just says JetBlue. It's totally boring. Same with Delta. American is like, it's got that green or that gray on it, but it's kind of like, nah. Cocktail also goes to bourbon, exactly, in Vegas. Gustavo says, don't forget to teach the best life hack when flying in real life or in a network. If you squawk 7700, you can do whatever. Gustavo, you're right, man. That's what we'd have to do. Exactly. Pan Am, well, Pan Am is the only exception, Callie Simmer, or one of the few. Definitely one of the few. Pan Am is just legendary. All right, so 5 prior, which we're 7 miles prior right now, so that's fine. We'll go ahead and start down. Now, because I changed the speed, watch what'll happen here. Mach descent. So you see how it limits that window, and it's actually going to trickle down because I did 7-8 Mach. So this little jitter here, this is a Microsoft thing. This is a Microsoft thing. See how aggressive the winds are changing? It doesn't happen that fast in real life, but I'm pretty sure that's a limitation for Microsoft, unfortunately. But let's get the seatbelt sign on. We don't want anybody spilling their gin and tonics because it might get a little spicy. Bowling shoe livery is awesome. Yes, AJ. Delta widget was all right. Southwest have some good ones. Yep. What airline has the best current default livery? Man, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. None of them really stand out. I mean, you could throw Southwest in there because it's different. When Spirit was gray, when Spirit had the grayscale airplanes, or like that carbon fiber look, that was awesome. But I don't even like United's new one. I think the new one is blah. I really don't know, man. I think throwback liveries are all better than anything current right now. Frontier is kind of cool, Stormy Wolf. You bring up a good point. The new Frontier liveries are cool. I like the animals on the tail. I do like that. I do like that. It's different. It's neat. I enjoy that. Taking my IFR check ride soon. Any tips? Only a pro would know. Ooh, Alex Crawford. Nothing I tell you now is going to change the difference or the outcome of your check ride knowledge base wise. Only thing I can give you a tip on is when you're doing your IFR check ride, you're going to be under the hood, I assume, most of the flight. So you're going to be watching your instruments. You're going to be watching your deviation. You're going to be watching your glide slope deviation. Do not accept being within tolerances. Keep it exactly where you want it to be. If you're on the glide slope, you're doing an ILS approach, and you're like half a dot high, don't accept that. Don't accept that. Even though the ACS standards may, don't accept that. Make a correction. Get the airplane to be exactly where you want it to be. All right? You're flying the airplane. You're taking it for the flight. Don't let anything change that. So you see it starting to move out of tolerance, correct it. Do it now. Don't think about it. Don't accept it. Do something about it. Peek from under the hood. The DP loves that. Yeah. Yeah. Don't do that. AA Bare Metal MD-80 Peak liveries has logo. It is a good one. Bare Metal is just iconic. Gustavo says, funny thing, it can change a lot in real life, but the sensors have a lot of padding in the signal to filter spikes and don't include to assume that the system is at fault. Really? Okay, yeah, so the spikes change. I've seen it spike. But I just haven't seen it be like this jittery. But that must be some of the padding in there. May Shook, thanks for hanging out with us, man. Have fun going back to work. Appreciate what you do, man. Hey, we got traffic up there, 7,300 feet above us. That's neat. What we could do is also come down here. We'll put this into below mode. So we've got rid of him on the TCAS, but we're looking down below us because that's where we're going. So here we go. We're on the bottom of that descent window again. Kind of interesting. Phoenix has pretty much always done that from the get-go. We're looking good now. It sucks this is an 8K livery, so like when I'm out here, does this do stutter for you guys? Oh no, it doesn't seem to be doing it. I'm watching what's coming through Streamlabs. I'm kind of a fan of the Cargolux 7.4. Yeah, Cargolux has some decent ones. KLM Orange Pride. I have not seen that one, Danny Rubel. I do not believe I've seen that one. All the special liveries AA. Oh yeah, I like all of those, man. Okay, Gina. Maybe it's just sometimes. Yeah, how sharp though. I love that gray and black. I wish the Raiders were good. Star Wars ANA, I've seen that one. Eastern Bare Metal 727 Righteous, it is. That is a good one. Huh, interesting, Gustavo. All right. Yeah, I remember one time flying along in the middle of the night. We were doing Florida, somewhere in Florida to Denver. And we were just cruising along at like 7.9 Mach, and we hit a wind shift. Dude. That's a podcaster. Definitely got to see the airplane do its overspeed situation, overspeed protection, all that stuff. Rode up the airplane for overspeed, but that was wild. Middle of the night, red eye. Everything is fine, calm, and all of a sudden you go right through a wind shift. Bam! Airplane is overspeeding. The Alitalia, yes. Alitalia is nice. Qatar has a great livery. Qatar 350s, the Qatar 350s look amazing. I see those in DFW quite a bit, or I used to anyway. Freedom 1, oh yeah, gear up for sure. Northwest, all the Northwest are instantly awesome. Almost did Northwest today. Almost did the Northwest flight today for PVA, but someone requested this one, so I figured we'll fire this up tonight. Chris Stuper, you're about to do a red-eye to O'Hare? Oof. Godspeed, man. All right, we're looking at the descent. Everything is looking good. Seatbelt sign is on. Right now, we haven't hit any crazy turbulence. We'll go back to XP72 Pro View here. DFW Doha 15, yeah, it's a long one, Danny. It is a long one for sure. PVA flight with 310, Lauren, of course. Tomorrow, let's see. If I don't have anything crazy tomorrow, we'll do a stream tomorrow for sure. I gotta refresh my 310 skills, and then maybe Saturday. So the Cowboys don't play until 3 something on Sunday. So we might do some weekend streams, folks, because I typically don't stream on the weekends, but might make an exception this weekend. I could do a fishing tournament, but it's on a lake that I really hate, so I don't know if I want to do that. I might be better off just spending the time hanging out with y'all. Let's see, Saturday, what kind of football we got on Saturday? Anything earth-shattering? Nothing in the early window. Oh, hold on, let me change my filters. I gotta base my streaming schedule around football, so. Notre Dame Navy, that could be interesting, but Notre Dame is number 20, so nah. Ohio State's gonna whip up on Indy. Tennessee's gonna whip up on Miz. Michigan, Nebraska is always interesting to watch around 2:30. Ooh, Alabama, Mississippi at 2:30 as well. We might do an early morning stream. Maybe not early morning, but mid-morning stream on Saturday. Legally blind flies, you like to fish? Nice, man, me too. America West, Arizona 1757. Tony Johns, for sure. Spot on. That's a great livery. I think I actually have a model of that. Bad time. No, not a bad time fishing, Zero. It's a bad time on this particular lake that a tournament's on. I really hate Lake Texoma. So, I don't know why. That lake hates me. I hate it. Yeah, Bama's pretty much done, I think, too. PV says, great stream as always. Thanks. When you disconnect the auto throttle for landing, like on the last stream, what cues tell you to increase, decrease power? So 981 in the real airplane, you're listening to everything. You're listening to the engines. You're monitoring your airspeed. But a good check is the trend arrow. So on the indicated airspeed tape here, you'll notice there's a little trend arrow that'll pop out yellow. It's either going up or down, and that shows you what your speed is trending. So if I'm on approach and I'm trying to target 140 knots, let's say, and I see my trend arrow going down, that means, hey, I need to add some power, because if I don't, I'm going to start getting slow. Vice versa would be true. If it started going up, I would need to reduce power. So when I do my scan, when I'm hand flying, I come down here, I scan my airspeed, and I scan my trend arrow as well. It's a huge help, really. We're plus 13 already. Wow, crazy inversion here. All right, getting ready to set the barrel. Let me get flight recorder up, because we are going to want to see this. We're going to want to see this replay, that's for sure. Flight recorder, we'll get that primed up. Good thing no airline has a packer livery. Crash and burn just like the season. Hey man, we've all been there. Ah, you lost it in a move, Tony? Dang. What time? Somebody posted something in the Discord, I think, about the update for Sim Update 11 officially tomorrow. It's coming out in different time windows, right? I gotta make sure I get my sim updated. VNAV fully work on the Fenix? Yes, Jay Cano. It fully works. It's does a little bit. It's a little bit off on its calculation, but oh my, let's look at this. So we are entering some tropical storm. Now I think the majority of the storm is actually off to our right. As of right now, I think tropical storm is over here more. But it is starting to look a little bit ominous. Let's get our 29er53 is set. 29er53 is set, both sides, and in the standby. We're at 17 thou. Let's take another, let's pull the latest and greatest ATIS and see if it's changed at all. And then we'll compare with our ATIS and what it looks like out the window. Comes out at 11 a.m. Eastern, so 10 o'clock. Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate you, man. So I need to be here updating at 10. Latest weather. 170 at 22, gust 3.5 looks the same, right? Broken at 1800. 10 miles of visibility, so we got good viz. Overcast 23. So really, seeing the runway airport really shouldn't be that much of a problem. We're kind of flying into a broken up storm here. So we're going to be dealing with mostly wind conditions on this approach. Oh yeah, I'm looking at my real world radar as well. It actually looks like Orlando's in the clear. So Orlando, is anybody in Orlando right now? Orlando is pretty much in the clear for precip. Even Tampa seems to be on the tail end. Out of curiosity, let's pull Tampa weather. Let's just see what Tampa is reporting right now. When I landed in Orlando, weather was 3-4, gusting 4-6. Oh boy. All right, well that sounds fun. I think we're going to stick with that then. I just want to see what Tampa might be doing. All right, we're 15.5. We're slowing on the start at 280. Here's that VNAV working for you. So fully functional VNAV. Love that. Let me see what our message says here. It's starting to become crunch time. Weather data for Tampa, 2:30 at 21, gust 3.2, 4 miles, light rain, mist. A little bit lower visibility over here, but still nothing crazy. I think we stay with the plan. I say we stay with Orlando. We deal with the winds. We deal with the winds and better visibility in Orlando, just to see. Need some spicy weather. Oh yeah. Reporting from Orlando, Santiago says cloudy and no precip. All right, Microsoft. Let's see what you got. Cloudy and no precip. My first route with the 310, what's it going to be? Ooh, Lauren, help me out. What's a good route I can fly with a 310 and Pan Am colors? Or do we have a livery list yet? Or what liveries are going to be shipping with the airplane? What could I fly in PVA tomorrow? We got to come up with a good route. Sounds like a personal problem. Ask Pede Monitor. I will. I'll hit him up. I'll have to see. I just didn't know if we had a list for liveries. I love this. This livery is spot on. You know what we need? We need a Dallas Cowboys livery. You know what? We need a We Dem Boys livery. Alright, we're getting ready to slow down here. So now we're right on speed. We're on profile, 13.7. As we get ready to go through 10, we'll activate and confirm. He'll be overjoyed for PVA Friday. Oh, yeah. No second leg, unfortunately, today. I'm actually trying to get home before 2 o'clock because I got a meeting with a contractor. Air Transit was teased by I, but we don't know if we'll get it. Okay, Kyle. It's windy and rainy in Kuwait. What's up, Zero? Alright, so remember when I said Microsoft had good weather rendition? Well, maybe it's not as awesome as we were thinking it was going to be. Because that looks pretty clear. So, Gustavo, maybe X-Plane 12 is better. Let me try something here. Let me do this. This might mess everything up. We're going to go like this. Oh boy. And then we're going to go like this. No? Still nothing? Can't get an update? Oh wow. Now we really did it. Now we... Yep. Have to wait sometimes a bit. Alright, let me wait. Let's fly. Let's continue to fly there. The winds still seem to be there. So here's 250. We're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to select speed, 250 knots. We're going to activate and confirm the approach phase. Oh, I said we were going to do flaps 3. Let's do flap 3. We'll come up to the overhead. We're going to do config 3. Config 3 is set. And we're going to do an open descent down to 7th thou. It's just a really big eye wall. Hold on. What if I active pause? Weather. Let me turn this off. I'm just curious. I'm just messing with this now. What's the closest, like, real airport here? Mormon Beach. No VTAR. So maybe something is up with the servers. You know it? I bet you they're doing maintenance. I'm risking CTD now? Alright, I'll stop. I'll stop messing with it. We still have the winds. So at the very least, we still have the winds. Let's go up to lights coming on. No ATC, so we'll get all of our lights on. RIP Microsoft weather. Yeah, RIP. Servers were knocked out by a hurricane. We had some. It was looking good. Just bizarre. Oh well. We'll still land with gusting 35 knots. Should be fun. Thrust throttle open, descent down to 7,000 feet. And because there's no ATC, let's go direct to Hammy. Direct to Hammy. And we'll continue our descent down to 5,000. Down we go. Joys of server-based simming. Exactly, it runs into the wind. So the interesting, Ali, is if I were to end this flight and reload in Orlando, I bet you the weather would be there. I think it has to do with maybe the updates. Caro, I did not update the winds for this arrival. Did it have descent wind in there? The next phase? 163 at 22 at ground level, so... But no, I didn't update any of the winds. Interesting that my cruise flight level box is empty now. 11,000 feet, you're in the clouds, Mike P? Weird. Very weird indeed. It's like a beautiful day. Well, I will say this is the first time I've had the weather let me down as far as not being displayed properly. Don't worry, the weather will pop in at 500 feet and cause it to go around. That would be interesting. It might happen. Speaking of, let me get my recording ready. All right, 1,000 feet to level off. We got traffic out in front of us, 20 miles. That looks good. I mean, the winds are still in. We're still getting a little bit of chop. We got 50 knots of wind at 7,000 feet. That's pretty good.
Orlando traffic.
Should use X-Plane 12. I know, GNR.
17 right, about 15 miles out of Orlando.
Well, that's kind of lame. Man, this sim is terrible. I'm going back to X-Plane. Worst sim ever. Too many chemtrails killed the clouds. Happy Veterans Day tomorrow for anyone who served. Thank you for your service. That's a great point, Tyson. Look up something here real quick. Yeah, tomorrow is Veterans Day. Well, I forgot all about that. Literally unplayable. Back to X-Plane 11. All right, we're 5,000 feet, 15 miles from Hammy for the ILS 18 right. Let's step down to 3. Nicole has left the chat. Exactly, Cornelius. You should change the name to Tropical Summer. Echoes, I know I should, right? Is that Orlando Sanford? No, we're too far out. Yeah, or is it? Is this Sanford? I think that's Orlando Sanford. That looks pretty dang good. I tried that. Let's try one more time. Hey! So you can see the wind changes. The winds are there. The winds are definitely there. The clouds are not. I'll show you though. What we'll do is after we land this one here, I'll just reload it and I'll show you. I bet you it would be there on a reload. All right, we need to start slowing down. Let's come back to 180 knots. Orlando traffic, Allegiant 357. We are 8 miles from Hammy for 1A right at 3,000 Orlando. All right, 180 on the speed is coming back.
Orlando traffic, straight least 180 is 10 miles out over Ellen for ILS 17 right Berlin.
All right, so he's 10 mile final for 17. We're going to the other complex. That should be fine. There's VFE next, -10, flaps 1. And let's get the Throttletek cam up and running. Yeah, flight sim school. Day says the weather would be there after a sim restart. Had it happen 3 times in the last week. No fixing it at sim. Interesting. All right. Well, it's all right. Clouds are now only payware. You know what? It wouldn't be, honestly, wouldn't surprise me, man. The way some of these corporations run their businesses would not surprise me. Payware clouds. But look, you can see the wind effects. That's wind on the pond. Look at that. That's wind effect on the ponds down here. That is cool. Oh, wait a second. I'm seeing some clouds arise. All right, we're 180, flaps 2. We should have had our LS push buttons on. We said we were doing low auto brakes for the winds. Now we're fully configured, ready to go. Hammy is at or above 3,000. That checks. We'll go ahead and clear approach. I don't know if it's clouds or haze. Might be haze. White capping on the ponds, indeed. I'm curious, if I pull the METAR, can I pull the METAR from here? Broken overcast. So, gusting 35 is still in the METAR, it's just not showing the clouds. Interesting. I mean, you can hear the airplane. It's working.
5 mile final for ILS.
Yeah, Tony Johns, I've tried that about 4 times now. I'm afraid if I do it now, we could end us. Glide Soap Blue, Low Blue, Cat 3 Dual Autopilot 1+2. That is on. We will start the recording at Hammy. It might be, Gustavo. I guess it is both. Alright, recording is on. Glide Slope, Loke. Down we go. Oh man, that still looks awesome though. Being able to see the winds coming off even these little ponds, not just the ocean, that's so neat. Bust out the foggles. Well, if I know anything Microsoft, if it is going to load in, it'll load in at about 200 feet. Kieran, yes, sometimes we do, especially if there is a complex special on the airport that you're flying into. Absolutely. Our speed, 139 is our VAP with flaps 3. Love the engine sounds on approach. They did a good job. All right, let's go ahead and manage. Manage speed. Gear down. Arm the speed brakes. Here we go. VFE next. -10, flaps 3, which will be our flaps full for this approach. That roadway looks in-op. Man, flaps 3 just looks like nothing. But that's going to be our full flap. That gives us the best performance for a go-round. Let's do this. Man, it's a beautiful view, though. Storm surge, exactly. Listen to those engines working. They're working. Okay, here we go. Let's pay attention. 1,000 feet stable, clear to land. We'll go autopilot off. We'll let the auto thrust do its job, but I'm going to do hand flown approach with the auto thrust on this one.
1,000.
So look at my ground speed mini.
Amount of traffic street we wanted is
VAP
your,
is 139, and we're doing 150 right now. Ground speed mini. Orlando traffic, Allegiant 357. We're on a 3-mile final for 18 right, Orlando. Keeping an eye on that wind. Now, if it becomes excessive, we can disengage the auto thrust. Oh, something tried to load in there.
$500.
Auto thrust is doing a good job. See the pappies now. We're 2 whites, 2 reds. We're bang on. We're looking good.
$100 above. 300. Minimum 200.
Man. Right down the
100.
pipe.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 10.
Oh, come on. Where you at? Oh, that was nice. Spoilers. Reverse green. See that extra energy there with flaps 3? Got to be mindful of that. Manual brakes. 70 knots. Idle reverse. That felt good. That felt good. I'm not sure what that landing rate was, but that one felt pretty good too. That flaps 3, man, I gotta tell you guys, this flight model is pretty spot on. Like you could even tell in that flare, at flaps 3, a little extra energy, less drag, a little bit of a float, but I mean, when you're landing in a 25, 30, gusting 30 knot headwind there, you're gonna get some of that increased performance, and it did a great job.
Orlando traffic, JetBlue 343, 3-mile final, 18 right, Orlando.
All right, he's landing 18 right. We're going to cross. We're going to go over to airside 1 and steal a gate from JetBlue. We'll stop the recording now. Orlando traffic, Legion 357, we're crossing 18 left, taxi the ramp, Orlando. So we'll leave everything on, we'll cross 18 left, we'll taxi over to airside 1. Clean up the airplane. How are the visual graphics in the Level D sim? It depends, man. The newer sims are pretty decent. The old sims, not very good at all. Airport layouts and everything are exactly correct, as they should be, but... Alright, let's go up here. Actually, I'm going to leave my lights on. That's right, we're going to leave the lights on for replay. A little bit of stutter there in the camera changing. Let's cut across over here. Zero, take it easy, man. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Alright, so we need to... We're hauling on the ground here. That's a Delta Sky team. I think JetBlue parks on the backside, but we're not going to go all the way around. We'll take one from Delta. Brilliant flight, that. Nice scenery, solid landing, and enjoyable chatting, Captain. Dropped a like for the stream. Thank you, E-Boss. Appreciate you, man. Look at this. It's straight on. It's my kind of parking. We'll go ahead and get rid of the JetWhiz as well. Flaps 3 can come off. Gate 9er. Delta JetBlue merger when? Yeah, this is actually American gate.
Traffic, JetBlue 343, exiting 18 right at Juliet, back to the gate.
There's that JetBlue, he made it. Gate 9, yeah, this is an American. Oh, I erped it early. Oh no, we erped it way early.
We'd love to see you land at Quadrant one day, because spicy approaches in short
Callie Simmer, thank you, man, for the $5 donut. A bank angle check right back at you, my friend. Appreciate that. Yes, indeed, we're gonna have to do some Burbank. It's been a while since we've been over to Burbank, hasn't it? All right, Burbank is on the menu, my friend. Burbank is on the menu. Let's take a look at the replay. We won't start stale just yet. Let's see how we did on this touchdown. Yeah, we're blinding the rampies because we want to, we were actually flap 3, huh? Because I don't want the switch to be clicking the whole time, which is kind of annoying. All right, let's see how we did. Let's go replay. Let it load in. What would be funny is if it loaded in more clouds, which now it's loading in some serious clouds. Let's pause it. Let's go forward a little bit. Right about there. Let it catch up. So I think the Flight Sim Pro 320 throttle is good. I do not know what that is, Jinx. Sorry, man. Not familiar with that throttle. See the winds jumping around. What is ERP? Stop. When are you making the add-ons video? Tobias, I will probably get on that sooner than later. Give me a couple days. The sound the tire makes, yeah, that's what happens. You slam on the brake at the gate. Burp. Ooh, that looked nice. Oh, yes, sir. I love how that wing like deflexes or flexes down. You see that? See how it's the lift has been spoiled? Love little details like that. Let's pause it. Let's go back. Reason why I use auto thrust in this gusty condition? Just feeling lazy today, man. Feeling lazy. Didn't have any coffee. Let's see how we did on touchdown. Oh, not bad for you though. Ooh, that was every bit of a butter, man. That was every bit of a butter. Flaps 3 though, I mean, you have so much more energy. Whoop. That is neat. All right, well, shoot. That was a lot less dramatic than I was expecting to happen for today's flight. But hey, I'm still glad we got it done. We got to test it out. We got to see Microsoft get bugged out on the weather, so all the Microsoft haters can have some ammunition. But it is what it is. The strut compression is the cherry on top of it all. I agree, man. It looks awesome. I love this airplane. This airplane is a rock, and the flight model is great. I don't know what's going to happen with Sim Update 11. I don't know if they're going to have to update the flight model again or not. I just hope they can try to maintain how it's flying right now, because in my opinion, the way the
500.
Fenix is flying right now is about as close as we're going to get to fly on the real airplane. So it is really good. I'm enjoying it. Fenix done a great job. Shout out to Vertical Sim, Myrtle Beach. Love that airport. Maybe we'll fly to another Vertical Sim airport this weekend as well on the 310. Should be
300.
Can confirm the clouds are starting to load in for you, Aaron. All right, man. So I bet you if I were to restart the sim, it would have loaded in. So we just got bugged out. But the winds were there, which is what the important part is, flying in and out of the wind. We got to test the wind capabilities here. 30 knot gust, that's not nothing to bat an eye at.
100.
Do I ever say ERP in real life? I do, Al, in my head. And actually, I do say it sometimes when I have to slam on the brakes because Marshall
40.
doesn't know how to
30.
show me how to slow down.
20.
But,
Retard.
736 next video? No, it's going to be the
10.
A310.
Five.
The A310 next. Oh, what an absolute butter on this one, though. That was nice. I'll leave you guys with a few more replays. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you're in Florida, I hope you weathered a storm here, Tropical Storm Nicole. Looks like you're going to be in the clear here relatively soon. But until next time, guys, probably tomorrow, this weekend, make sure your notifications are on, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Cali Simmer Q8 Pilot, for the donos. You're absolutely awesome. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. See ya!